All right, it's Todd and Jay. Fern is MIA. I'm worried about him, but he might pop on at some point.
I think he's probably prepping for next week when we're going to be in California watching you do all 16 of those back squats before you crumble to the ground. So he might be getting ready just to laugh at you or something like that.
I feel like I put that out there and I am going to have to do it, but I didn't mean it when I said it.
Yeah, we knew that because you know you can't do it. So yeah, I got you.
I feel so. Here's the reality. I don't want to do it, but I know I can do it. Does that make sense to you? Yeah.
There's only one way to see if that's true. I don't trust that it is, but we will see.
I think it's like all CrossFit workouts, and it's like the CrossFit Open. You don't want to do it, but it's a necessary part of life.
I agree with that. Yeah, it's like the most wonderful, terrible time of the year.
Exactly. And this year we've had that twice. It's like 2 Christmases, or like Hanukkah for me, right? Every year we get 8 days. So, let me ask you a question. Growing up as a kid, were you guys jealous of Jewish kids that they had 8 days of Hanukkah? Did that even
I
cross
had
your mind?
no idea. All I knew is that I got presents on Christmas morning.
Yeah, so this episode's up on Wednesday, and it's actually Yom Kippur, which is basically the highest holiday of the year. It's a really important holiday in the Jewish religion. And Roz
So
is like, "Do I have to get you presents?"
what are you going to do to celebrate?
I'll go to my parents. I don't do anything. I think being Jewish is this weird thing where it's kind of like, it's almost like your ethnicity, right? Like, hey, what are you? You're Jewish, but you don't really need to do anything to stay. Like, we don't do anything to remain Caucasian, if you will. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, that's just what we do. And it's like, people ask you all the time, like, what's your ethnicity? And Jewish people say Jewish. But it's like, no, that's your religion. But point is whether you're practicing or not, because I don't do anything. You still have these kind of, what would I call it? You still have these traditions.
Yeah.
So I have to go to my parents, eat some smoked salmon, because that's what Jewish people do. And
I'm not gonna contribute to this conversation. I'm gonna keep it as is. We're good.
Our handful of Jewish people will completely empathize with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wonder what percentage of CrossFit coaches are Jewish.
Maybe you can put that out on a poll.
All right, if you're a Jewish listener, hopefully you're not listening to this episode on Wednesday because it is the holiday and you should be in temple. But if you are listening, let me know. I want to hear from our Jewish fans. So let's bring it to the Open, Todd. You run a really successful CrossFit Open at Drive Fitness. You have a show that you put out every week. Your members are really excited about it. You get a big percentage of your community doing it. Let's talk about what a box owner can do well to make the Open, especially this year. It's going to be a challenge, right? We had to get our members hyped up in February. Now we have to do it again in October. What are some of the things you've changed maybe over the course of the year? Because I know, like you said, you've done some good things, but what are some of the things you already know you're going to change?
Well, the big thing for us is we just try to make it a big celebration. It's at the end of the day, it's just another workout that we're going to be doing each week. So whether it's the Open or not, everybody's going to be doing a workout in the gym on Fridays. These workouts just are slightly different because you can enter your score on a website that the world can see rather than just the members of your gym. So we just try to make it a celebration, kind of clue people in on what it is. It's an opportunity to celebrate and be a part of the greater CrossFit community. And it's something that we want everybody to take part in because it's also something that, it's not necessarily a competition in our eyes. It's a celebration, like I said before, because we don't have anybody that is thinking that it's their way to qualify for the CrossFit Games. It's just a way to throw down and work a little bit harder and celebrate with the greater community. So it's something that we always enjoy doing.
So let me ask you a part A, part B question. Part A is, how as a box owner do you talk to your members and have them understand that this is important for them to sign up? Because like you said, if you don't have any delusion of going to the CrossFit Games, what is the benefit of doing the open? So A, and then B, how do you do that a second time this year?
Yeah, I think one, in years past, the way we've gotten people to sign up is we just pretty much tell them, hey, this is a thing that we are doing. You need to go to this website and sign up for it. And I don't think we even communicated that this is how you qualify for regionals when that was the thing, and this is how you qualify for the games. It was more like, hey, this is this big online competition. We're all going to be doing it, so you need to take part in it as well. Sign up, and we'll lead you along the way throughout the weekends. And I think we try to be very selective on what we ask our members to do throughout the year, like on what things we want them to take part in and where we try to push them to do different things. So I think that what that lends us to is that when we ask them to do something, typically they trust us and they do it. So in years past, we've asked them to sign up for the open because it's something that everybody in the gym is going to do. So the majority of the people have done that. Over the years, it's evolved. We turned it into the team competition, kind of like the intramural open in years past. But we've always tried to make it as inclusive as possible. So instead of having like team captains and dividing or having people pick individuals or dividing the gym into teams based on who actually signs up on the game site, previously we've always gone through and divided the gym up into 4 different teams. And you're on a team whether you sign up on the games website or not. And then we try to incentivize people to earn points by doing the things that we want them doing in the gym anyways. So that's, signing in when they walk in the door, that's entering their scores in SugarWOD. That's the system we use to keep track of scores. That's, taking part in whatever sort of team activity we have set up for that week, whether it's wearing team colors or some sort of costume or something like that. And then also you get team points in years previously for entering scores on the games website, because those are the type of things that we want people doing. Those are the behaviors that we want to incentivize over the course of the 5 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it almost like a reboot, if you will, for the gym, reminding members of these good behaviors and patterns that you wanted them to do all year round. And it also reminds me, I don't know if you went to like camp when you were a kid. There used to be a week of color wars. Do you remember that? Did you go to camp?
Was that a Jewish camp that you went to, Jay?
It was a Jewish camp, but I'm pretty sure like any day camp had like a color wars week. You'd be assigned to a team and you'd be like blue or red. And, throughout the week, it would be one day where you do wear that color. One day where we'd be like, crazy sock day. So you're doing like fun stuff. And I think for a lot of adults, as silly as it is, it's, hey, they go to work 9 to 5 every day. It's fun for them to put on their craziest pair of socks or wear an 80s outfit, to reminisce about their heyday. Now, how do you determine who leads those teams?
So we didn't necessarily have leaders on the team. We would go through and try to divide teams equally, and by equally, we would put the same number of coaches on each team because we expect the coaches to lead the way as far as the behaviors go. We've got to, lead from the front and do all the things we want our athletes to do. And then from there, we would pretty much make a list of like athletes that we know for sure that these people are going to sign up on the games website. So that's going to get them those points. We know that these people are going to definitely make it to every gym and do that stuff. And we try to equally distribute the people across the teams in order to try to make a pretty close and fair competition throughout the course of the 5 weeks.
And does it get heated though? Do you see, what would you say you see more of, the competition of people coming out, like the ugly side of it, or the camaraderie?
Oh, definitely the camaraderie. We haven't had anything ugly other than the first year that we did it. We had these every week. We had the first year that we did the intramural or the team version of this thing. We had these 5 points that would be awarded to team spirit on a weekly basis, and that one got out of control. We had a full marching band one Friday night come through. We had
somebody hired a marching band.
Well, yeah, they knew people that were in a band, and we had like 5 or 6 people show up, and their team was doing a marching band through this thing. We had all kinds of crazy things, so much so that by week number 5, because the point spread was so close, there was some people on a team that had hired a helicopter to fly in two of the people that were throwing down on the Thursday night version of this thing.
Yeah.
They had already got the green light from our landlord. They had hired the helicopter. They had green lighted everything. And then finally at the last minute, one of the people who was one of our coaches that was going to do the workout was like, I cannot do this. This is not right. And so, it got a little crazy. I think that year we also had farm animals in the gym where they brought goats or something because that was one of the team names. So the team spirit awards, because it was so subjective, got a little offhand to make sure that people won. And so we had to put the stop to that going forward. But yeah, the competition piece of it was more people just had fun. We didn't incentivize the scores of the workouts because that's not something that we are too concerned with. So we didn't want to make that a big part of the competition. But it always made it a good time. And like you said before, we've always had a really good percentage of people that sign up on the game site, but then also take part in the open on a weekly basis. Now, because we're doing it the second time this year, and I think people are still kind of coming down from the last time we did it, we're switching things up a little bit. And instead of dividing the gym into 4 different teams, we're gonna be one collective team. And instead of having people earn points for their team, we're going to use those same behaviors that we want to incentivize. And what those are going to be, or what they're going to lead to, are entries into a raffle. So every week of the open, we've got a business from the community that is going to sponsor that week. And so we're going to promote that business. They've also donated something that we can raffle off at the end of the week. So people that show up and do the behaviors that we want, they are going to earn more raffles or more entries into the raffle. Then we can award them different prizes, which will be really, really cool. We'll have different things like in years past that people celebrate and dress up as each week. And then collectively over the course of the 5 weeks, each of those behaviors continue to enter or provide entries into a raffle. And at the end of the 5 weeks, we've got some grand prizes and one big raffle. And that's going to include things like free month to the gym, free entry into specialty programs that we run, free personal training and things like that. So still trying to incentivize participation, but now instead of the pressure of trying to have to earn points for your team, you were just earning entries for yourself to potentially win these grand prizes. So it's a new way that we're doing it this year, and we're excited about it. And it seems like the rest of the community and everybody else is excited as well.
Will you still do your open recap show?
Yeah, we'll still have our update show. Really, that's going to be used to highlight the sponsors that we have for the month, and then to inform our members on what's coming up for that specific week. We're also each week going to do something slightly different. Like, so for this first week, on Thursday night, we're going to watch the open announcement. And then right after it's announced, all of the coaches are going to throw down and do the workout kind of to kick off the open. We've got Halloween over the course of the open this time through. So we're going to have 1 week where it's dress up in costumes. We're not going to be doing the Thursday night thing every single week. So we'll use that update show to inform our members on what we're doing that week and what they can expect and who the sponsor is going to be and what the raffle is going to be included for that specific week. So
you'll be throwing down this Thursday
night. So there's going to be a score out there, Jay, that you can probably know what it is and see what you can do to try to get that elusive one victory that you've yet to have over the course of all of the open so far.
So what's your prediction?
I've quit playing that game. I have no idea. I know it's going to be good. I will say this. I do have one prediction for this year of the open. I don't know if you were paying attention to CrossFit.com. Did you happen to take a look and see what workouts showed up over the course of this weekend?
Ooh, no, I didn't look at this past weekend.
So they posted the dumbbell lunge, step up, strict handstand push-up, and handstand walk workout on Saturday.
That was from 2 years ago, right? Or was that last?
No, it was from this last year's open, but they didn't label it as an open workout. They just labeled it as a workout. So falling in line with what they did for the games this year, where they posted the opening workout of the games on CrossFit.com the night before, that's my assumption and that's my prediction is that is our repeat for this year. So I'll be interested to see if that's actually the case. That's the only prediction I got.
I agree. I believe it'll be either a repeat or a classic girl workout. You know,
What do you mean for the repeat in general? For the benchmark workout of the year? Or what are you saying? Or the first week?
a little of both. I think we always see a repeat, but I do think whether it's a repeat in week 1 or at somewhere down the road, we're going to see a classic girl workout like we've never seen before. You know, we've seen variations of Diane in the workout you're referring to. We've seen variations of Fran with, rounds of 15 or climbing reps, but we've never actually seen a true girl workout. And I think we'll
Yeah.
see that this year straight up for time and see what the best in the world can do.
Yeah.
So
that'll be interesting if that's the case. Yeah.
what are some other things, box owners or coaches are listening to this as well as athletes, and we would encourage everyone to do it. It's just, it's part of the culture. You can believe what you want about CrossFit right now. You can believe what you want about having a second open, but if you do CrossFit, this is kind of part of what you do every year. Compare yourself to the past. Compare yourself to friends around the world. Like Todd and I will be going at it, from a distance. But what are some of the other little things you might encourage a box owner to do around this time of year to, it doesn't really matter if people sign up, but use this as an opportunity to just grow the community of their box.
Yeah, I think the big thing is just to make it about how fun it is, the celebration of it. And here's the deal. At the end of the day, if you sign up on the CrossFit Games website and you know that you have to enter your score, for whatever reason, it means a little bit more, and therefore you're going to push a little bit harder. And it's funny because I promise you, no one's like searching my name to see how well I did. But for whatever reason, in my head, I'm like, yeah, exactly. And you're the person I'm going to text and tell the score to anyways. But I think so much of us get caught up in what our scores are going to be. And we are so worried that everybody we know or everybody in the world is going to be looking at our score on the leaderboard. And if we can't put that score out there that we think that we should, we don't want to sign up for the open and put our scores in. But it's like, heads up, nobody's looking at your score. Nobody cares. Like nobody's searching Jason Ackerman out there on the.
I think
maybe you.
More people are searching me than you, but yeah.
Yeah, to laugh, to get a good chuckle out of this thing. But it's like you're not going to be up at the top of the leaderboard, so nobody's going to see your score. So, one, signing up and putting yourself out there is going to make you push a little bit harder. I don't know why that's the case, but that is the case. So I encourage box owners to try to push their athletes to do that. But in order for them to have any credibility doing that, they need to do the same thing themselves. They need to be the ones signing up. They also need to be the ones throwing down and doing the workouts and being okay, just giving it everything you've got. And whatever that score is, you enter it on the website. And, if you have to scale for that week or whatever happens, you just put it out there and do that. And then just try to make it fun. It's an opportunity to push yourself. It shouldn't be an opportunity where you get so stressed out about what your score is going to be because that's the only thing that we care about and focus on, that there's people that are like, well, I'll do the open workout, but I don't want to enter my score. That's just because, a lot of times they're worried about what their score is going to be, which in the reality of that, it's just another workout. So try to keep it fun, keep it light, and try to get as many people involved as possible.
It's true. There are workouts every year, and the open is a part of that, where you get nervous beforehand when it really doesn't matter. But isn't that
just another workout? But that's the
beauty.
Fun part.
Yeah, that's the beauty of CrossFit. Like how many things, in our lives, most of the listeners out there, like how many things, us included, do we do that actually challenge us and make us grow? Very few once you're an adult on a regular basis.
Yeah, or make you that. Yeah, that make you potentially a little bit nervous, that it matters a little bit more. Why? I have no idea, right? We're not qualifying for anything, but it matters a little bit more, which is a good thing. You should feel a little bit nervous and, want to do your best. And every year you continue to hear, story after story of people that got their first double under, or chest to bar pull-up, or toes to bar, or bar muscle-up, or whatever that is. And this is your opportunity to do that. Also with inside the walls of the gym, this is kind of the time of year where me as a coach, I'll allow people to try things that maybe I wouldn't let them try in a regular class, because there is an RX weight out there, an RX movement. And if somebody's close to it, I might let them give it a try for a couple reps as long as they're moving safely and there's no risk. And that's going to be their opportunity to do something that maybe they didn't think they could do or know that they could do. And all of a sudden that's going to propel them forward going into the next year, with a little bit more confidence that they're able to lift a little bit more weight than they thought, or do a movement that they weren't sure they were able to do. So give your athletes an opportunity to feel that kind of win and celebrate that with them.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. It is a jumping off or catalyst for a lot of people. When you see them get their first bar muscle up, and now all of a sudden a movement they might not have tried or been able to do, they're trying to put in every workout going forward because they know they can do it. It's just when you feel those nerves, that's typically when you're going to rise to the occasion and show everyone and yourself, most importantly, what you are truly capable of doing.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to show you guys next week at the summit. But I'm truly, but the big question in my mind is, am I going to hit a 51st rep just to throw it in your faces? Like, I can keep going, like one of those things.
I don't see that being the case, so I can't wait. This will be great. Speaking of that, we're going to be on the road next week, right, for the second week of the Open, and it sounds like you're going to be on the road pretty much the whole entire time. So what's your approach going to be to the Open? So you're not really going to be at a home box and able to do the Friday Night Lights thing every week and all of that kind of stuff. So how are you going to approach the Open? Are you going to try to make sure that you do every workout? Are you going to get them scored? Are you going to enter your scores? What are your thoughts, and how do you still take part in the celebration and all of that?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, a lot of staff members, we're always on the road on the weekends, period. And I'll be on the road a little bit more in the next couple of weeks. But I think what I usually try to do is, typically, regardless of when I'm traveling for a seminar, I can get it in Friday morning. I don't like to do the whole Thursday night thing. It's late. It's, I'm in bed by that point. So I'll get up on Friday and hit it. And usually if I can get in a 9 a.m. class at the box, we partner up, we team, we judge for one another, whether or not everyone's in the Open, or I'll call up my buddy or Roz. I try not to get Roz to judge me, because she's really a hard judge. She does not let me, she
makes you meet the standard.
Yes, and I don't like
she
that.
Actually makes you get the wall ball over the 10-foot line. She doesn't let you throw it to 8 foot like they do.
Well, remember back in the day, rep me on those wall balls?
Because you didn't even hit the wall or get it high enough to the target.
That was a bro rep. And it cost me. I think, the win on that.
Yeah, right.
So I usually, and I think I'm like everyone, I'll hit it Friday. I'll check out your score, as well as, so I don't really, there's no one I compare to other than the box. I look at the people at the box. I like to be in the top. When I first moved to this area, it was like I could be in the top 3, and then I've slowly dropped down because people have gotten better and new members have joined. So I'm in
and B, what else? What's B? You're not as, go ahead and admit it. B, you're not nearly as fit, number one, and you weren't very fit back then either.
I'm older. These are youngsters coming up. Okay. It's like it's like being a professional. You can relate, like being a professional ball player. Like you're hanging on. You're still good. Like I'm still in the majors, but I'm watching the college people come up. I'm like, who's the next guy that's going to try to bump me off? So I try, if I can hang on to the top this year at the box, it's going to be hard to even be in the top 10. We got a solid box. But I'll hit it on Friday, and then, like I said, I'll look at who's at the box, how you did, and I will go into it assuming I'm going to hit it once, and I will probably wind up hitting a couple of the workouts twice, even though it's meaningless. We still do that to ourselves.
It's meaningless, but it's fun, right?
Yeah.
If you know that, or if you enjoyed the workout, that might be a reason to do it a second time. Or if you think you can do a little bit better and it's not going to crush you, why not? I used to be one of the guys that was like, one and done, no matter what. This is stupid. My score doesn't matter. And just in the last couple of years, have I decided to do a few of them a second time just because I thought the workout was fun. And by the way, I'm going to work out that day anyways. Doesn't really matter what the workout is. If I want to try this one again, let's see what happens.
Yeah, and by the way, I think the best workout I had in the February Open was the one. There was a two-parter that had the snatch, burpee, and then I forget
Oh
the
yeah,
other,
bar
and then the
muscle up.
muscle up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I literally landed from a red eye. We were in Hawaii, came back, landed, no sleep. Like Roz just completely skipped that day. She was like, "I'm not going to do the Open this week," and I went in, and I think I almost finished the entire workout, which I was like 5 muscle ups away, which for me as my best score at the box.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's just
impressive.
like, but the point is, it forced me. Like, there's no way I would have worked out on that day, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah. Or worked out hard, right?
well, definitely not. Yeah, in your mind, you would have been like, I'm tired. I just landed, no big deal. But I was like, well, here's what they're getting, and my buddy Dan was doing it for the second time, so I kind of had someone to pace off of, and it's just it's a good opportunity. I think everyone should be challenging themselves more, as you and I were discussing before the show. I'm going through a big challenge, and part of me to relate everything back to me. uh, I think recently, I've done a lot of reading, and there's a book I like called "The Obstacle Is the Way." Have you heard of it?
Yep.
Great book by Ryan Holiday. And in life, I'm trying to look at things as like, if I don't want to do this and it looks challenging, I probably should do it. And I think people should do the Open for that reason. It's for most people, I would tell you, it's not the $20. It's not the anger about what CrossFit is doing in health. It's nothing other than they're probably just a little scared to show up.
Yeah, I agree with that. For whatever
So
reason, they think that people are going to be looking at their score, which they're not, by the way, and they're worried that their score won't be what they expect it to be or hoped it was.
yeah, well, and mine will be. I'm very prepared.
Will not. Yeah, will be less than. Yes,
so,
absolutely.
so what? About 2 years ago, Roz and I got married, and I gotta find the video. I mean, I know where the video is, but I don't want to put the whole video up. But Roz reached out to my friends, some not so close friends like Todd, and asked for some video contribution. Oh no, it wasn't for the wedding. It was for my 40th birthday. Remember? So
Oh
Todd
yeah.
made a real. I'll find it, and it's out there on YouTube, I'm sure. Todd made a funny video about our record of the Open. I won 1 year, correct?
I think like the very first year of the Open, you beat me.
And then my fitness declined and Todd's rose. And
Something like that. Yeah.
it's been a hard time to be Jason Ackerman in the Open against Todd, but I'm feeling confident this year.
This might be your year. This might be your year. I'm still hungover from last year's Open. I say this all the time. I've got 5 intense workouts a year, and I use mine up in February. I'm not ready for these 5, so we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. We got our predictions in. Use this as an opportunity. It's not too late. You're listening to this on Wednesday. The Open gets announced Thursday. It's not too late. People have until Monday to sign up and get their scores in. So even if you haven't done anything, just make a big deal of the workout on Friday. Get people judging each other. We talked about rep shaving last week. We had a lot of people reach out to us about that, and simply saying by doing some of the things like partnering up or kind of counting from the side and having conversations, they eliminated a lot of that. So use this as your excuse to partner up and count people's reps, and everything comes out in the Open, and it's going to be a good year. So we're going to be in San Diego, but we won't be there for any of the Open workouts.
Right.
Because we're going to fly home on Thursday.
Correct.
But we will be there for the big one. I gotta go stretch. I gotta get my hips ready for this.
Yeah, you need to do more than stretch, my friend.
Without a time limit, because there's no time limit on this, I could just stand there and take a deep breath, and I'll hit all 50.
Yeah, standing there with 185 on your back, resting, quote unquote, resting. That's going to make you feel way better. You're right. You're going to be good. I would go 1 minute between reps. Think of it as a 50-minute EMOM where you're just holding the bar on your back. I think that's a good approach, Jay. I think you'll work out really, really well.
I got it. I got this. All right. Well, now you've heard it. The Open is coming. Be ready for it. If you have more questions on it, reach out to us. But thanks, Todd, for letting us know how Drive Fitness runs it. And hopefully everyone that just listened to this will have a successful Open at their box. Thanks for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. How cool is that? There's a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, so it becomes super simple. Some of these episodes with Fern or Todd or myself chatting with one another, we've done right within the app itself. Anchor will make it easy to distribute your podcast to all platforms, Spotify, Apple, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make an awesome podcast in one place. All you have to do is download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Come on, who doesn't have Spotify at this point? And if you were unaware, Spotify now is offering podcasts. That's right. On Spotify, you can listen to all your favorite artists, but also podcasts in one place for free. Spotify has a huge catalog of podcasts on every topic, including the one you're listening to right now, Best Hour of Their Day. On Spotify, you can follow your favorite podcasts so you never miss an episode. Premium users can even download episodes to listen to offline wherever you are, something I always do before I hop on a plane. And you can even easily share what you're listening to with your friends on Instagram and other social media platforms. Here's the deal. If you haven't done so already, be sure to download the Spotify app, search for Best Hour of Their Day on Spotify, or browse some other podcasts if you want. You can find them in your library tab. And also make sure to follow me so you never miss an episode of Best Hour of Their Day. Thanks again for listening to Best Hour of Their Day. We hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, one more time, please leave us a review on Apple Podcast and send us any feedback you have to @besthouroftheirday on Instagram and besthouroftheirday@gmail.com if you want to shoot us an email. We appreciate you. Thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.